who have sacrificed for the good of South Sudan. We Equatorians, if you can recall, when Comrade James Wanega, at the peak of the conciliation process, before the signing of CPA, he stepped from his position as the third person in the SPLM hierarchy for Comrade Riek Machar. We Equatorians, inside South Sudan and diaspora, were spitting fire. Why did Wani give up our position? Why did he do this? If he's not ready to take it, he should allow other Equatorians to take over that position. I must confess, I was also one of those people who felt that why did he do it? We didn't know that Wani has a bigger picture for South Sudan than the immediate position of second person or third person in command. If Wani did not step aside to allow the reconciliation process to move forward, we would not have achieved comprehensive peace agreement, which we refer as CPA. It is this visionary stand, patriotic stand, made it possible for us to reconcile with the other groups, including the former Vice President Riek Machar when he was leading opposition group. With that, we have Comrade Wanega and respect from South Sudanese across the board. He is one of the few individuals, politicians, who garner support in all the 10 states because of that particular stand and his humility to people of South Sudan. His well-deserved appointment as Vice President of the Republic of South Sudan was received across the board, including those of you in diaspora. Speaking from a Equatorial perspective, I want to talk to you as brothers and sisters that we are not here because someone gave us a favor. We are here because we belong to this country. And we have to prove that we have the capacity to participate in governing this country. It is our right to raise concerns. It is our right to challenge one another, but it's also our right to provide constructive roadmap. How do we address our concern? Comrade James Wanega has served in different capacities during the president's struggle. He was appointed by late John Garang as a transitional governor. John Garang, before the swearing in, he have a transitional governor. That is the people who are in charge of running the 10 states before he was sworn in. He was taken to Upper Nile as a transitional governor. And when he was there, the time John Garang died, he was in Upper Nile. When he came from Upper Nile for the funeral, up to Upper Nile, you still remember how fair he was when he was the transitional governor. These are the qualities of Wani. I'm not praising him because he's here, but that is an individual who has dedicated his life for this country. As you, as citizen, and as Equatorian, are here to welcome him as your own, but bear in mind that he has a lot of tasks which require your contribution as Equatorian. Yes, Comrade James Wanega is a deputy chairperson of SPLM. He's the Vice President of the Republic of South Sudan, but he's also an Equatorian citizen. He had withstand a lot of criticism and doubt of quality of his leadership, even from ourselves. You will hear from him what are the vision to transform this country from where we are to the next. The Lead government which he is the vice president now, has a lot of challenges ahead of him. But in order for us to cross the bridge, we as citizens, we need to contribute our part, individually or collectively. There are some burning issues at home, and there are a lot of issues to be addressed. I want to put on record to you that in order for us to move forward as South Sudan, we must embrace the unity of purpose. We must embrace that. If we don't embrace it, then we're not going to go anywhere. South Sudan, not South Sudan, unless Equatorial is part of it, Baragazal is part of it, and Upper Nile is part of it. Otherwise, we're not South Sudan. In the Equatorial Congress, which was the last one done, the term Greater Equatoria was abolished. But I still hear people saying Greater Equatoria. There's nothing called Equatoria. We are all Equatoria. There's nothing called Greater Equatoria. Whether you're from the east, whether you're from the west, you're from Central Equatoria, we are all Equatoria. This has been resolved in the last Equatorial Congress. Some of you are representatives from diaspora here were there, and this has been a decision taken. So let us really use the right term. By referring us to Equatoria does not mean that we abolish Central Equatoria, we abolish Eastern Equatoria, we abolish Western Equatoria. Comrades, when I say comrades, people say that comrades is the term of those who are in SPLM. If I'm not SPLM, I'm not going to call myself comrade. Comrades is just a term used for friends, for brothers and sisters. I want to tell you the situation at home. Some of you that don't know me where I come from, my name is John Androga. I come from a village called Kerepi, 23 miles or 25 miles from Nimule. There are some burning issues back at home. A lot of questions have been asked about what happened in the village. I want to put a record for those who are listening that what is taking place in Nimule corridor is a concern for all of us. It is not only a concern for my community. But it has to be addressed within the structure of governance. And we must also get the facts correct. When the tragedy of killing the former chief of Nimule happened, all of us were very, very sad with what happened because the former chief was one of the chiefs who was working very hard to consolidate our unity on the ground. I was one of the few people who were called late at night that this thing happened. And then in the morning, I went and informed the Minister of National Security, Obut Mamula, said, we have information that the paramount chief of Nimule was killed. What do we do? Immediately went to the president, informed the president about it. The president summoned the Minister of Local Government of the Interior, and then ordered them to go to Nimule. The team which went to Nimule when this is happening, including the area MP, they went there with the Deputy Minister of Interior to ascertain the commitment of government in this regard, contrary to a lot of misinformation being circulated. For me, as a son of the area, I want the fact to be put in place. We want our government to hear the correct version. I personally facilitated the chief's representative from the area, including the area MP, when they met Comrade Temswani in Juba, and they presented the petitions about the issues concerning the community in the area. This petition is now being processed by the government. The only thing which will not be done is that this petition will not put on the internet. There are certain things you cannot address it through internet. Maybe the meeting with between the vice president and the chiefs and the area MPs and the community leader were not put on the internet. Therefore, many people do not know it. But I want to say that the chiefs who are representatives of the community came up with a petition which addressed the issue across the board. From the president of the IDPs, from the president of the kettles, the president of the army with operation center, the increment of army in the places such as Lower, Bageri, which are not on the original place of army. These are all issues addressed by the chiefs. And the question of the county, Bageri County, these are all been raised. And then they demand expedient conclusion on this investigation. Because a number of our problem people are taken in for investigation. What I want to say here is, we are all not very happy with the situation in Nimule. But it has to be done through the right procedure. As a government, we need to support the government. It's our government. We are not going to go outside the law to address this problem. I want to take a little bit of time here because this is a burning issue which has brought a lot of discussion. His Excellency, the Vice Presidency, the President in Juba, in order to go to the root cause of this problem, it is important that the facts must be put correct. Some time back in Juba, when a certain minister was arrested, put inside, his community came with a gun and removed him from the jail. That is the circumstance of a state of anarchy, which the government should not tolerate. We want to say that we appeal to the state authority in Eastern Equatoria to expedite the process of investigation, as they are doing now. If these people who are taken in have any issues, and they must be judged in the court of law. If they are not guilty, then they will be released. But let us not preempt the process of investigation. And if there are human violations, there are going to be a due course of processing that. Because if there are security organs who are involved in investigation, committed human rights violation, there will be a due process in that as well. So at this particular moment, let's allow the process to be concluded. Because nobody is above the law, including the security personnel who are investigating. If they commit crime by torturing these individuals, there will be consequences for that as well. So let us leave that process to go until they conclude it. I'm saying this because it hurt us a lot when we hear a lot of discussion on this issue. The Paramount chief, which was killed, he left 3 wives, I think 12 children, very young. The children are children of South Sudan. We need to see how they can be assisted. Appeal was made to the government to see how they can be assisted. I'm dwelling on this issue because I have, since the few days we've been here, a lot of questions have been raised about this issue. I'm not here to defend the bad things. I'm only here to say that you, the intellectuals, our citizens in the United States of America here, you know that there is a due process of law. As we are building a new nation, we must also uphold the due process of law. Because this is really fundamental. If we don't uphold the law, then we cannot be a country, we'll just be a failed state. There are many issues we want to discuss. His Excellency the Vice President is here. You ask whatever question you want to ask, but this issue, I want to address it head on, and I don't want to be misquoted in this matter. I want to repeat again, I say categorically that let us allow the due process of investigation to be concluded. I'm not saying that the people arrested are guilty, no. Or do I say they are not guilty? Because I don't have evidence. Yes, conviction, nor I have evidence to say they are not guilty. Those who arrested them What I can say is that let them expedite the process of investigation. Guilty, try them in court of law. Not guilty, release them. If they are tortured, and then the individual who tortured them has to be brought to book why they are tortured. That is what I'm asking. Brothers and sisters, this is not my occasion. This is the occasion of the Vice President. But I want to say to you, back at home, His Excellency Vice President need your support. The government of the Republic of South Sudan need your support. You, the intellectuals, I'm aware many of people are saying that when they go to Juba, they are frustrated, they come back home without being given opportunity. It is our collective responsibility to find alternative to the government. Government in South Sudan is the only place where everybody gets employed. You know it very well. Country cannot be only government employment. We must look at that alternative way. We must support the private sector, encourage other sectors to employ our people. That's why we find that most of our money goes to salary. The mandate our people have given His Excellency the Vice President, the President is, they need government, they need resources. Move away from salary to education, health, infrastructure, food security, etc. But how do you address that when you have everybody want to be employed in the government?